what needs to be the focus today in practice?
I mean, there's a bigger issue, I feel, than walking through. This is how we're gonna, defend Dragic in this play, or this is, how we're gonna space behind Joel in that play. There is a complete overarching sort of feeling and trying to get ahead of the story. We know what tomorrow's going to look like physically. Like, we completely get. I've lived this life, and it helps me to predict, how the game is going to be played tomorrow. And so, welcoming that, handling it with maturity and sort of professional sophistication of how we create a lead, how we protect the ball, how we continue to not turn it over. We had 12 turnovers. There is a physical style of play that this game will be played with and by and refed by tomorrow. And, that mindset and that, to me, complete reality, we know what tomorrow's going to look like, is what's most on my mind today.
For a group that's going through this for the first time, are you generally pleased with how they've...
Sorry?
For a group going through this for the first time, are you generally pleased with how they've stood up to, the physicality? I know we've talked about it a lot, but I think last night it looked like it added a different layer.
I mean, I thought that we handled it with maturity. I thought that we handled it, from a coaching standpoint, just fundamentally correct in a lot of the ways where you have to protect the ball when you drive. When people come and close you out, do you get stood up, or do you, sort of, we call it sweeps and scrapes, try to create some level of space? How do you put a forearm in somebody's chest and create a lead so they're not driving you too far out and the play sort of gets watered down? How do you handle, obviously, the elbow pressure that they're trying to apply? And I thought, we did that well. I think the 12 turnovers only is an example of that. I think that we didn't have too many mental meltdowns, where we overreacted to stuff. And so we're going to need that and some for Game 4.
Foul trouble has hurt him, Fred, obviously.
Pardon me?
Foul trouble has hurt Whiteside, obviously, but when he is on the floor, he hasn't gotten the ball at all where he likes it. How have you guys been able to do that? And using different guys on it, too.
I mean, we've been fortunate more than anything. I think, to your point, foul trouble, hasn't really sort of made him available. We're respectful of him. Like, we try to three-quarter, we try to push him off. At times you'll see us front the post. But, I think we've sort of experienced some good luck along that way.
Coach, it seems like this practice will be more like psychologist than strategist. You're in this.
I think it'll be a hybrid of all of that. I hope to get them in, get them out. We're not going to be here long. You're not going to be able to replicate what I just said. That's not the mission. That's not the intent. The purpose of today will try to be to blend those few things. There are some strategic things, technical things that we want to get done, but there is an overarching message for me of what we can predict the story. We know what tomorrow is going to look like.
Wade spoke of you all changing your defensive approach against him last night. Could you discuss what you did differently?
Really just play Justin, like we had different matchups on him, but I thought Justin came in and gave us, another body, another layer of energy, another layer of physicality. That's the attention he commands. If Game 2 didn't remind us of that, just his history in the league and body of work at this time of the calendar, this time of year, makes us have to bring our A game to defend him.
This might be more minutia, but how closely do you pay attention to Ben going 7 for 8 from the line last night, and what he's done, especially in the 3 playoff games? And his numbers are pretty
There's no
decent.
minutia to that. I completely pay attention to that, and so should you all. I think John Townsend has done an excellent job with him as our shooting coach, trying to get him focused and more reps prior to get him coming into the playoffs. I give Ben Simmons a lot of credit because he's invested time. These numbers that you're talking about are what we all see. That's the end result of some extra work put in, you know, a few weeks especially prior to this lead up, trying to get into the gym late at night when nobody's looking, when nobody's around and you guys don't know. And, you know, it hasn't happened by chance. Our shooting coach, John Townsend, and Ben Simmons have committed to putting in more time, and we and he are reaping the benefit of that extra work.
You talked about what tomorrow's going to look like. In terms of the physical nature of the game, do you think it'll be about the same as last night, or is it going to ratchet up as the games go
I think
on?
it's going to keep going. You know, we saw something in Game 2, and then we saw something in Game 3. And my history in this league and my experience in the playoffs says that it's only going to get more. I mean, we all know what, you know, we think Spo would be telling his team, what I would be telling my team if we lost, you know, at home. And it's we sort of reclaim serve. You know, they took something from us, we took something from them. So, like, you know, here we are. It sort of balances out, you know, with a Miami Heat win. And you're not going to want to drop 2 at home. And so we all know this. Like, we all get what's about to happen. And words end up cheap. Young players have to understand this. You know, we want a good night's sleep tonight. We want to come in expecting Miami Heat's very best. It's going to be physical. As I keep saying, I'll say it again, there's not going to be any mystery on how tomorrow's going to be played. And, you know, we get it. And so those things are what's most on my mind.
So given that, what do you tell your team about staying disciplined, keeping composure? It seemed like the whistles were nonstop last night, and there were double texts too.
Yeah, you know, there's just going to be a level of maturity that each game we will grow with, we will learn from, that you know, your actions will speak louder than anything. The ability to not get distracted. I got our guys. I have our guys. I will be their voice, and I will use my voice. And I want them to play basketball. And I think that if we can stay locked in and stay in the moment and not get distracted, they know what's coming, and play basketball, then that will equal our best chance to win. And you know, that is my mission.
And how about when Ben was able to just be in this environment and be consistent and getting his teammates involved throughout the game from start to finish?
I mean, that's the growth that we've all seen in Ben Simmons, and the thing that I keep saying has surprised me the most. He is emerging into a true point guard. It's not somebody that, you know, can make great passes or dribbles the ball up fast. It's deeper than that. It's way deeper than that. And these situations that you're mentioning are true, and they continue to get better, and they need to. They need to get better. In this environment, he will control the gym. It's his ball, it's his gym. What are you going to do with it? And to date, what I've seen is just progressive growth, where he continues to get better. He really continues to better understand time clock, you know, the management of a team, and has reacted, I think, in a way that is very mature.